Deja Bone reporting live from REM TV with your morning announcements. Seniors, if you would like your baby picture in the yearbook, please submit a picture that features only you when you are 5 and under to shababypics2019@gmail.com. Be sure to put your name in the subject line. Pictures must be submitted no later than March 7th. Now on to Snoop Dogg and his retweets. According to many reports, fans retweeted Snoop Dogg's message to the Los Angeles Lakers via Twitter. He was very disappointed in his team. Snoop stated that he will only pay $5 to get in the booth to watch the games. Snoop demanded that most of the team should be traded and they should fire their head coach, Luke Walton. He claimed that nobody can help LeBron James. The Lakers are at risk of not going to the playoffs. The Lakers team became highly agitated by Snoop Dogg's comments. Now on to Suitland High School spring sports. Spring sports started on Friday, March 1st, 2019. We are looking for students to play baseball, softball, tennis, lacrosse, and run track. If you are interested in joining any of the aforementioned teams, make sure you have had a physical and submit a parent consent form along with any other required documentation. For more information, please see Coach McClure. Now moving on to politics. Currently, we are in the presidential election cycle where voters will go to the polls in 2020 to keep the current president or elect a new one. Here is a list of some presidential candidates. The first is Cory Booker, a U.S. Senator from New Jersey. Second, Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. Next, Julian Castro, a former U.S. Secretary of Housing and Urban Development and mayor of San Antonio. John Delaney, a former U.S. representative from Maryland. Tulsi Gabbard, a U.S. representative from Hawaii. Kristen Gillibrand, a U.S. senator from New York. Kamala Harris, a U.S. senator from California. John Hickenlooper, a former governor of Colorado. And finally, Jay Inslee, the governor of Washington. We have a 2-hour dismissal on Monday, March 11th, so students and teachers can participate in the March for Our Schools event. Maryland is updating how our public schools are funded for the first time in 20 years. This is truly a once-in-a-generation chance to end the $2.9 billion funding gap impacting Maryland schools. We can't wait. It's time to give all the teachers and students the support they deserve. On March 11th at 6 p.m. in Annapolis, Maryland, all concerned citizens of all ages will be marching to make sure that every student in every neighborhood has a great public school and equal opportunity for success. You should join. Now on to weather. Today will be mostly sunny, around 31 degrees with a low of 19 degrees. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy, near 40 degrees with a low of 27 degrees. Friday, rain is expected in the evening as we become 2 degrees away from hitting 40 degrees, and our low will be 31 degrees. I'm glad to say we will have a warm-up over the weekend in the high 40s on Saturday and mid-50s on Sunday. An 11-year-old girl has been charged with first-degree child abuse resulting in death after she allegedly assaulted a 1-year-old she was left to care for, police stated. Prince George's County Police are not naming the girl who was arrested because she was being charged as a juvenile, but they said the victim was Paxton Davis of 19th Street in Southeast Washington. The girl charged is being held at a juvenile detention facility. Now on to a bit of lighter news. Sony's new CEO, John Corda, has announced the PlayStation 4 era will be ending soon. The PlayStation 4 console isn't going to stop selling anytime soon, but there are hints that a new PlayStation console is on its way. Even though the PlayStation 4 is extremely popular, the sales are slowing down. The announcement has upset a few gamers, but we will be expecting the new console after 2020. This has been Deja with your morning announcements.
Maria Anderson, born February 27, 1897 in Philadelphia. The eldest of 3 girls, Anderson was just 6 years old when she became a choir member at the Union Baptist Church. With the family unable to afford lessons, Anderson taught herself. At the age of 12, Anderson's father died, leaving her mother to raise 3 still young girls. In 1939, her manager tried to set up a performance for her at Washington, D.C.'s Constitution Hall. But the owner of the hall, the Daughters of the American Revolution, informed Anderson and her manager that no dates were available. That was far from the truth. The real reason for turning Anderson away lay in a policy put in place by the DAR that committed the hall to being a place strictly for white performers. When word leaked out to the public about what had happened, an uproar issued, led in part by Eleanor Roosevelt, who invited Anderson to perform instead at the Lincoln Memorial on Easter Sunday, in front of a crowd of more than 75,000 people. Anderson offered up a riveting performance that was broadcasted live for millions of radio listeners. In 1955, she became the first African-American singer to perform as a member of the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. I am Shaltice Dixon, reporter for WRAM TV.